Hi everyone. Today I wanted to do a kind of a late video of the books I read in June. So it's just about the end of July, and yeah, I realized I didn't do one just to kind of recap what I read last month. So here are the books that I read in the month of June. So I read River Secrets by Shannon Hale. This is, I think, the third book in the Books of Bayern series. It's kind of a fantasy series, which started with The Goose Girl and kind of like fairy tale vibes. This is a middle grade series, so I kind of wanted to vary my reading of different age groups. So this is the third book in the series, and it was I enjoyed it. Kind of things started clicking from different the different aspects of the story started clicking. I'm like, oh, okay, I see why they did that. So this follows Razzo and just his adventures. The next book I read was a Romanov by Maddie Brains. This is kind of a retelling of the Romanovs and their last days um, in Russia. It's kind of true story mixed with fantasy. I've read a lot about the Romanovs, so I can tell the author did a lot of research on it, and which I really enjoyed. Um, there was some stuff that I don't know. Maybe it was just how um, the ending. I think I thought it would be different, and I think because it was different than I thought, just kind of threw me. Um, but until then, I really enjoyed it. I would give this maybe a 3 stars out of 5. Um, if you like history, if you like retellings of history, this is a good one. I want to find more retellings of history, so if you know of any good retellings of history, let me know. Um, I know there were several Tudor retellings, so if you know any more, let me know. The next book I read by E. Lockhart was Genuine Fraud. So this was a story that kind of intrigued me because this story is told backwards. So you kind of know what happens at the end, but then it goes back. And it's the story about a girl who kind of takes over people's lives. And it's a thriller, and there's murder, there's uh, intrigue, and it was it there was a couple parts where I got lost, but then I was listening to it on audio, so I kind of had to like re-listen to it and to kind of get what was going on. But it was really good. If you like the movie Memento, which is kind of told, the movie is told backwards. It's kind of like that, where the story is told backwards. So I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars. The next one um, I read was The Time Machine and the Invisible Man by H.G. Wells. So there's 2 stories in the book, and I actually got them both on audio. And the reason why I got them on audio was because there's lots of descriptions in both stories. The Time Machine was very interesting. It was like kind of one of the first books on just kind of sci-fi, and it reminded me a lot of the first book in C.S. Lewis's space trilogy, where a person has an adventure, and the book is them kind of dictating their adventure and kind of them analyzing it and all that. So it kind of reminded me of that. And the second one, The Invisible Man, was kind of the one of the first thrillers to come on the scene. I remember watching The Invisible Man as a child and thinking it was a really scary movie, and the story was pretty intense. Uh, So I think I might have liked The Invisible Man better because it was like intense and a little more faster paced than The Time Machine. But yeah, there was that. The next one I won't spend too much time on, but it is Aisha at Last by Uzma Jalaluddin. This is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice. I really enjoy this one. If you want to see more of an in-depth review, I did a review kind of with the unboxing because it was for Once Upon a Book Club box. So you can kind of look that in the videos. The next one I read was Bookish Boyfriends, The Boy Next Story. This is the second book in the Bookish Boyfriends series. This is about the sister, Rory, and just kind of what happens with her. And in the first book, the older sister reads Pride and Prejudice, so her life kind of starts emulating Pride and Prejudice. This girl, she starts reading Little Women, and her life starts emulating Little Women, which I really enjoy. So I really enjoyed it. I still like the first book in the series better. But maybe that's because I just really like Pride and Prejudice. And I found the character more likable in the first book. Rory, I liked her, but there was just some aspects I was like, not as likable to me. So yeah, there's that one. I'd give it a 3 or 4 stars out of 5. The next one I read was There's Something About Sweetie by Sananda Menon. This is the next book in kind of her Dimple and Rishi kind of universe. And this is about, I believe, the brother Sahil. And so Sweetie is an athlete, but she's pretty plus size. But she stays healthy, and she's always just been criticized, just for how she looks, her weight, and just kind of there's a lot more family focuses on family relationships and the romance in this book, which was kind of interesting, but it was still a really cute, really sweet read. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Just the whole dynamic of the whole story, just a family mixing, kind of trying to find love. I really liked. So there's that one. And the last book was Sabaa Tahir's Reaper at the Gates. I also listened to this on audio, and the audiobooks, if you haven't read the books and you like audiobooks, the audiobook was very, very good. This is the 3rd book in the series. I kind of really want to know what happens at the end. When I went to the book signing for this a long time ago, that's exactly what Sabaa Tahir said what was going to happen. She's like, so many people are saying when's the next book coming out? So I think next year it's coming out, or late this year. But this is a fantasy series that's very good, and it follows these Marcus, Helene, and Leia, and just all that. So I would give this 4 out of 5 stars also. Anyway, there's a quick review of the books that I read in June. What are some of the books that you read? Let me know. And hope you like this quick video. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.